Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we ask that you please silence all electronic devices. As a reminder, military members will stand at attention during the playing of the national anthem, and civilian guests are invited to place their hand over their heart. On behalf of the ALS staff, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this afternoon's graduation ceremony. I am Staff Sergeant Megan Barrett, Class 21 Delta's Distinguished Graduate, and I am proud to be your master ceremony for this event. Please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Student Honor Guard, playing of the national anthem, and invocation by Senior Airman James.
Present the colors.
Present. Hark. For hark. Colors. Colors turn. Hark.
Hello, everyone. If you would like to, please bow your heads and pray with me. Holy and Heavenly Father, it is with great humility that our class, 25 Foxtrot, of the Airman Leadership School, should come before you at the hour of our graduation. We thank you for the instructors who have guided us, challenged us, and prepared us to lead with honor. We are thankful to be a part of a cohesive and goal-oriented fighting force. It is truly a unique and amazing phenomenon when people of different walks of life, cultures, and beliefs can come together to become the world's greatest Air Force. It is a testament to the perfection of your creation, that you made all of us in your image. I heard it once said that you can go to Germany, but you won't become a German. You can go to China, but you won't become Chinese. But anyone from any corner of the world can come to America and become an American. By your grace, Lord, I know that is true. Father, imbue these new leaders with the strength to stand for what is right, to embody our core values even when it is most difficult. But most of all, remind us constantly that there is no arsenal or any weapon in the arsenals of the world that is more formidable than the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. And finally, Father, be with us always. As we step into this Air Force as new leaders, let the light of our integrity, service, and excellence be bright enough to be worth following. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Student Honor Guard and Senior Airman James. School is the first level of enlisted professional military education for airmen and sets the foundation for graduates to become non-commissioned officers and supervisors. This afternoon, 30 airmen will graduate Airman Leadership School and prove they are ready for greater challenges and increased responsibilities. We would like to begin today's ceremony by introducing our distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until all distinguished guests have been announced. The 7th Bomb Wing Commander and this afternoon's host, Colonel Seth Spanier. The 7th Bomb Wing Deputy Commander, Colonel Ryan Stallsworth. The 7th Bomb Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Benjamin McCullough. The 317th Airlift Wing Deputy Commander, Colonel Seth Schlesinger. The 317th Airlift Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Martin Castillo. The 21st Air Task Force Commander, Colonel Thomas Walsh. The 21st Air Task Force Acting Senior Enlisted Leader, Master Sergeant Zachary Perun. Also, a warm welcome to 25 Foxtrot's class mentor and today's guest speaker, Dyess Weapons Manager, Chief Master Sergeant Benjamin Bovey. Seated in our audience are commanders, chief master sergeants, first sergeants, and supervisors that are critical to the success of each class. Please join me in saying thank you with a round of applause.
Thank you.
Seated among us is another group of individuals who deserve recognition for their love and support during this course. Will the spouses and family members of Class 25 Foxtrot please rise and be recognized with a well-deserved round of applause.
Good afternoon. My name is Master Sergeant Amanda Christofferson, and I am the Commandant of Dyess Airman Leadership School. I would like to introduce Class 25 Foxtrot's mentor, and this afternoon's guest speaker, Chief Master Sergeant Benjamin Bovey. I won't mess this up, I promise. I know. No pressure. Chief Master Sergeant Benjamin Bovey is the Wing Weapons Manager, 7th Maintenance Group, Dyess Air Force Base, Texas. In this role, he is responsible for the combat readiness of 218 total force aircraft armament systems technicians and advises senior leadership on issues affecting manning, munitions release systems, and weapons loading in support of Wing's B-1B fleet. And his focus is on compliance, continuity, standardization, and readiness of weapons personnel supporting 5 unique flying squadrons. He also oversees the loading standardization and evaluation program, the unit committed munitions listing, and the test and training munitions listing to ensure the wing is able to execute their munitions portfolio for O-plan tasking, test operations, and pilot training demand. Chief Bovey was born and raised on the north side of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and graduated from North Catholic High School, where he lettered in football and rowing. He entered the Air Force in December of 2005 and graduated from the F-15 Aircraft Armament System Apprentice Course at Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas in June of 2006. His background includes multifaceted duties in aircraft maintenance across the fighter, nuclear bomber, conventional bomber, and unmanned aerial fleets at squadron, group, and command levels. His assignments include bases in Japan, South Korea, Louisiana, Nevada, Texas, and Virginia. During his career, he has deployed multiple times in support of Operation Enduring Freedom and in joint environments with the Royal Air Force. Prior to his current assignment, he was assigned to Joint Base Langley Eustis, where he served as the ACC-IG Superintendent of Command Armament Inspections and the 71st Fighter Generation Squadron Superintendent, where he led 260 Ironmen charged with maintaining the world's largest F-22 fleet. Please help me welcome Chief Master Sergeant Bovey.
How are we doing, Team Dyess? This is not the chapel. I said, how are we doing, Team Dyess? and strike base and y'all want to be quiet. Crazy. I intentionally did not wear these to class because I knew you guys were going to be. All right. Thanks, Sergeant Christopherson, for that intro. I am a little disappointed my request for pyro didn't go through. From Spanier, I know it's the end of the fiscal year, but come on, man. Shell out a little bit. I am your Dyess Weapons Chief, and it was a big honor to spend the last few weeks hanging out with these airmen. To all the triads of folks in this class, you have some great people that are extremely motivated. Especially Senior Airman Woods from the 317th Maintenance Squadron, who made it a point to say to me that C-130s are ready to go wherever and whenever after our classified brief on a peer-to-peer adversary.
Hell yeah.
You gotta love that.
Woo!
I'll tell you, Dave. I'll tell you.
You said C-130, I couldn't help myself.
That's fair. I did have something very nice to say about Senior Airman Zumwalt as well, but when he told me I looked like the Lorax before we started, I immediately cut that out. Zumwalt, you're dead to me. Just so you know. Thank you everyone for coming out to celebrate this milestone in Class 25F. Most importantly, thank you to all the family members in attendance. These folks right here would not be where they are without you. Round of applause for the families. Pretty good. ALS team, where you at? Barrett, there you guys are. These guys took great care of your airmen. They were extremely motivated, they were great stewards of their time, and they are going to send them back to you much more prepared to execute the mission and be frontline supervisors. Round of applause for the ALS team. I want to vector everyone's expectations for this speech. Chief Sparland said the record is 35 minutes. I'm not going 35 minutes.
Woo!
I'm not even going to be close. I have two quotes that come from my dad and my grandma. I'm not going to touch the dictionary. There's one story that has almost nothing to do with the Air Force, and I liken my speech delivery style to that of a junior high offensive line coach. So if I start getting fiery for no reason at all, just let me go. Don't worry, it'll wear out. Class, when we met for the first time, I told you our main theme would be winning, and this speech is no different. I'm going to recap some key points because they deserve to be said twice, and close out what I hope has been beneficial time spent together. Fair warning up front, I'm going to be candid, I'm not going to pull any punches. This is no different than every other time we were together, there's just a bunch of other people awkwardly listening. My only request is that if I'm doing okay, Brooks, where you at? You got to hit me with one of these. If I'm doing okay, just let me know. Let's start with winning with integrity. Leadership's a lot easier when you're a good person. Integrity is the first core value for a reason, and you will always be speaking from an advantageous position if you're a person of sound character. My grandmother used to say that you have to be able to look in the mirror. If you don't like what's looking back at you, that may be your sign to be a little better. Be someone that your airmen should emulate. Be the most genuine version of yourself, because that is what your airmen deserve. Unquestionable integrity will build the trust that you need to have for your airmen to follow you without question. Minimal question with this generation. Bottom line, don't be a fraud, your airmen will see through. Win through service. Being a frontline supervisor is tough. When you reach your negotiation block of instruction, I told you not to negotiate with your troops because we're Americans and we don't negotiate with terrorists. At some point, you will get an airman that will test your patience and push you to your wit's end. You will most likely be the most memorable person in their career as they force you to learn every single regulation that they try to work the loophole in. Make that matter, it will shape how someone views their entire enlistment. Put your own self-interest aside and give them everything you can without burning yourself out. Find a balance and be unshakable like an oak, because the winds of stupidity blow very hard on a frontline supervisor. Teach them how to be a great follower by being a great follower yourself. Show some grace to your leadership teams because there are no perfect commanders, there are no perfect chiefs, and there are no perfect decisions. Even George Washington failed at Fort Necessity. If anybody doesn't know what Fort Necessity is, immediately go do some research on history. how 21-year-old Lieutenant Colonel George Washington basically started the French and Indian War because a colonel didn't show up for work. It's a great story. Don't add to the noise and don't assume you know the why to everything going on. Use your chain of command if you need more context to sell your troops on something. I promise it is easier than getting an answer from your chain of command than it is to get it from social media. I've heard that Chief McCullough has an open door policy. That's a joke. Don't just show up, call ahead, the front office will slash my tires. Sorry, Ben. Somebody's going to show up. If you need an example of service, be like the universally loved Master Sergeant Phil Sneed, who has been waging a war against the rattlesnakes of Dyess Air Force Base. He has only had one airman get hospitalized so far this year for snake bites, which is pretty good, but leaves some room for improvement. Everybody give a round of applause for Sergeant Sneed. Senior Cypher sees your doppelganger, hit him with some horn. There we go. Win with excellence. The price of winning is always paid in advance, and the only currency it takes is hard work. Stay dissatisfied and stay focused on what needs to be done to deliberately develop yourself into an unstoppable force of nature. The lofty goals you set now will pay dividends in the future, for yourself, for your team, and for the mission. In a world of people content with being average, be extraordinary. It is excellence in all we do, not excellence in what we feel like doing. Make sure your troops know that. And when the situation calls for it, don't be afraid to tell them to be better, be a civilian. Win with resiliency. Build your pillars so that you are prepared for whatever may come your way. Times will get tough, but if your mental, physical, social, and spiritual resilience is built up, you will be ready to tackle the challenges ahead. Build your mental resilience to cope with stressors and challenges. Build your social resilience to develop strong teams that deliver optimal performance. Build your spiritual resilience to have the faith needed to prevail in accomplishing missions. You're not all genetic freaks like our MSG Chief Brad West, so also build your physical resiliency so that you can operate in any environment. That actually. For anybody that didn't know, we mollywopped the air. I mean, we just laid waste and salted the earth. And you guys thought we were going to win. Brutal. Have enough resilience to pick up those around you. 14 years ago, I found myself as a short notice fill-in for a fight while TDY'd a Red Flag Alaska. In the first round, I landed a punch to the top of my opponent's head and broke my hand. As the bell rang and I went back to my corner, I said my hand was broken. I knew. I could feel it. Before I could let the urge to quit sink in, my corner man told me to bite down on my mouthpiece and punch harder with the other hand. When my resilience began to wane, my team picked me up and made sure my pillars didn't crumble.